Chair, I would like to introduce Peter Lake.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon to the board. I think that was Jim that just spoke. I must say, the Paris Agreement might be in peril, but it doesn't change the issues.
No.
We have a climate emergency. I hope the Paris Agreement or something like the Paris Agreement will continue and get stronger. My name is Peter Lake. I'm a grazier from the New South Wales Northern Rivers region, and I'm a NAB customer. I've seen the impacts of climate change firsthand. We've seen record fires, record floods and droughts have impacted my business, and I'm deeply concerned that it will continue to get worse and become harder to adapt to. Flooding on my farm has made my farm insurance unaffordable. I'm part of Farmers for Climate Action, which represents over 6,000 farmers Australia-wide, and includes 45,000 Australians committed to climate action for agriculture. NAB is Australia's leading agribusiness bank, proudly claiming to support 1 in 3 of Australia's 85,000 farm businesses and rural enterprises. Yet, as one of NAB's customers, I'm suffering because of climate change. To stop the cost of climate change going higher, we need urgent action to reduce emissions, including from coal, oil and gas, right now. Your financial support for companies developing new coal, oil and gas projects is completely at odds with your support for Australian farmers. It's people like me who bear the cost of climate change. I bear the cost of rising insurance premiums, days lost to natural disasters and lost productivity. What's going to happen to farmers like me if your clients' proposed fossil fuel expansion projects go ahead?
Thank you. I can just reiterate the points I've made, which is we are not expecting massive expansion, and we've said that we're not financing new gas projects. It is true we have some existing exposures to some oil and gas companies, and I should say here gas, because actually I think we have next to nothing on oil. They're very small in the context of our overall book, and the work that we've done over the last year has been to address the emissions-intensive sectors that are of significant importance to our business, which includes transport, real estate, because this is where our financing activity is quite material. So we share your concerns on the climate and the urgency around it. There's no doubt about that. I just want to put it into context that out of about $1,000 billion of credit exposure, the total oil and gas at the moment is less than 0.2 of 1% of that. So these are very small issues in the context of the NAB business, even though they might be material in terms of the emissions profile. But agriculture is a massive issue for us, and we share your concerns.
Well, thank you. And notwithstanding that relative significance as far as NAB is concerned, on a project-by-project basis, supporting further development of fossil fuels, which you propose to do for almost ad infinitum into the future, if I read your climate report correctly, that is the issue. If we continue to develop further fossil fuel, we know that we will fall short of our worst case scenario, which is the 1.5% increase in global temperatures. Will NAB commit to doing its part and cease financial support for the companies fueling climate disaster with their coal, oil and gas expansion plans?
And what I've said is our commitments are set out in the annual climate report.
Okay, thank you. I've read the report, and I must say that in itself is something of an achievement.
It's a bit of work. I'll share that with you. Yes.
It's a very difficult document to read. I'm sorry, but my perception of that is that it's a green flag. Right. It's giving NAB the right to continue profiting from the further development of fossil fuel and fueling our climate crisis ad infinitum. I see that as a green flag on a stake that you're driving into my grandkids' hearts. Thank you anyway.
Thank you.